your typical motorsports podcast. You're listening to Crush This, a monster truck podcast presented by High Octane Coffee and J Concepts. A show where we take you inside the minds of your favorite drivers, past and present, of the monster truck industry. And now, your hosts, Brad Shaw and Dan Chichagash. Buckle in. The show starts now.
And welcome to a brand new episode of Crush This Live. My name is Brad Shaw, also known as the Monster Truck Canucker, and with me, as always, right there. I haven't done it in a long time, Dan. Don't make me do it. It's Dan Chichagash. Dan, how's it going, buddy?
Block. Kind of lagged there, but I'm doing all right. Once again, thank you to High Octane Coffee, J Concepts, Back Channel Productions, 6B Apparel, Mario Garza's Monster Truck Technology Book, and JB Cell Graphics. Thank you for all your guys' help. Sorry we never bring it up in the beginning, but everything will be all right. So
actually,
all your plan. Nope, I'm talking, bud. You keep your mouth shut. You're already paying the consequences already. So thank you for everything that you guys have done. Also check out, the crew shirt right there. Whoa. And also below the collar. Check that out. We're producing that.
We've had some recent sales, which I'm going to shout those people out. We had a sale from, let's see here, Cam Smith. Thank you so much for getting the new logo design. Where was the other one here? Let me look for it here. Kathy Bryant. Yep. Kathy Bryant. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. The more shirts we sell, we can add more designs. They're not expensive. They're about $20 a pop. Go get one, guys. It supports us. It helps us out with being able to do stuff like this for you guys. Also,
one more thing. Andy Ulam donated some money to us too. So
yes, thank you, Andy Ulam.
Thank you.
By the way, Cheech, I didn't realize this before he went live. There's a second countdown that I'm looking at. Is that the new one? Is that a new countdown that we have? I just see another 30-second countdown. I don't know what that is. Yeah, just on the side here. Here, let me. I don't know what that countdown's for, so it just shows up there.
What?
I don't know. I really don't know. But guys, thank you so much for the support. Go check out belowthecollar.com/crush this podcast. Go check out the shirts. And like I said, the more that we could,
I don't see that anywhere.
We want to be able to have more shirts for you guys and more new designs. So, So Dan, I'll let you introduce this one because, the connection that you and him have to the team that you currently work for. And go ahead, buddy.
So he gets a pretty cool intro. He worked at Hall Brothers before I was there. But the cool thing is there was in the 2000s, there was kind of a domination with the Hall Brothers and the four-wheel drive jamborees. Bigfoot fans may not like it, but they dominated. Well, in 2007, there was one truck that won, and it was another Hall Brothers truck. And this guy is a 2007 Thunder Drags champion, and he also he raced for the Hall Brothers off and on after he stepped down or retired. And I raced with him. I actually worked with him at Evansville, and I learned even a lot that weekend from him. And it was pretty cool learning from him and stuff like that. But I'll bring him in right here. It's Geremie Dishman. You go bring him in.
Oh, I thought you were going to do it. I thought you said you were bringing him in. Oh, there we go. There he's in. How's it going, Geremie?
You're the producer. Yeah, bring him in.
Hey, I never said that. I never said that we're coordinated with this. We just kind of wing it.
It's the best way.
Right.
We'll do it live.
Yeah, we're doing it live. So let's go back. We normally do our timeline questions. And what got you intrigued into the monster truck world? Was it by accident, or were you always been a fan of it?
I was kind of accident. I was motocrossing four-wheelers and dirt bikes, and one thing led to another. Then I started going full-time motocross four-wheelers, and then we got hooked up. Hey, you can get paid to come race at Monster Jams. So we went to race some Monster Jams, me and a buddy, and we did that for, I don't know, a couple of years. And then I was working thirds and going racing on the weekends and going. It was crazy. And then one day a guy drove by on a forklift and threw a magazine at me with a monster truck for sale. He said, "You need this." I said, "I need that like I need a hole in the head." So, I had it on my forklift for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, and it was over in Peoria, so I don't know, 100 miles from here, and I got family over there. So one day I went to mom and dad's house and was like, "Hey, Dad, let's go look at a monster truck." My dad's a retired prison guard, so you can imagine how that went. He's like, "What are you, nuts? Are you smoking something? What's wrong with you? What do you need that for?" I said, "I don't know," but I said, "Let's go check it out." So we went and checked it out and brought it home and ran it for a little while and ran into the Hall brothers. And then they said, "Hey, turn that into a ride truck." So we turned it into a ride truck. And then I did a few shows local and smashed some cars out here. We took the half-mile motocross track and turned it into a monster truck arena and smashed some cars for some Boy Scouts. And that was the last time we smashed cars with a leaf spring truck. And then I went to work for the Hall brothers. Shortly after that, I went over on a Monday. They had a guy quit, and then I was stuck there, and they couldn't get rid of me.
It's interesting, with people that we've had on, the kind of journey they've had into the monster truck world and stuff. Did you know the Hall brothers, like when you were racing quads and motocross? And you said you were doing Monster Jam events? Did you know them from that, or was it just kind of happenstance that you ran into them?
No, I actually had no idea they were 40 minutes from the house the whole time. And then you have Mince that was a little bit farther north, and I bought the truck, and then I thought, well, heck, I better figure out how to work on this thing. So then I started, looking around, trying to find other guys that were close. And I ran into Jim Kohler at a show. The RCA Dome. We were racing four-wheelers there, and he was there. And I started talking to him, and he said, "Well, heck, the Hall brothers are in your backyard. Why don't you go over and talk to them?" So that's what we did. We jumped in the truck one day, drove over, and Mark Hall they were moving from their old house into the new house there. They're moving their mom over, and Mark was carrying some massive dresser or something on his shoulder. I mean, it looked like Jolly Green Giant carrying across there. I don't know. And I lost it. I think it fell over. It's a rough ride.
Hit the RII.
All right, there we go. I think maybe you'll lean there. So then I met them guys, and and they kind of set me straight on the career. And then it went by about, I don't know, 6 months or so, and they did a show here in Danville, Illinois, which I'm about 5 miles outside of town there in the country. And we had my ride truck there, and it just seemed like everything fell in place where they said, "Come over on Monday if you want to learn how to, work on something." And so I went over there on Monday, and they just happened to need a guy. And then Tim said, "Why don't you come with us and go?" I think we went to St. Louis to the assembly plant down there. We went down there and went through the whole assembly plant. And I was like, "This is cool." They treated you like you were royalty going through the factory. They were more excited than we were to be there, and we were pretty darn excited. And I mean, and they build minivans. If that tells you anything, how excited we were. I mean, we were like, "Wow, this is cool." And then when you get in there, you see how everything goes together, and how each person has their own little part. And it's pretty amazing how that them cars go through all that and come out as nice as they are. And so after that, I was hooked, and then we started our monster truck career of running around and winning and taking trophies and just enjoying life. And it was a long, good time.
So then you come around and you sold that ride truck to the Hall brothers, and you converted that to the Raminator ride truck, correct?
Correct. Yep. We did that I think it was a week. We had to have it ready for Daytona, and it was just sitting in my barn collecting dust. So it worked out good for me and got them down to Daytona. And so within a week, we slapped the Hemi motor in her and was doing a parade lap in Daytona.
That's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Yeah, Tim told me you guys really did that last second. That was a last second switch and stuff like that. And was the transition with the ride truck, and you were racing and stuff like that, but the fan interaction, doing dealerships and doing car crushes and stuff like that, was that was easy to get a hold of at first.
Oh yeah, with a face like this, man, I'm easy, man. I bring everybody to their knees, you know. No, I mean, I had great teachers. I mean, I had Mark and Tim, and you work with them. I mean, they're the greatest guys in the world. If anybody has not met them two guys, they're not, they're missing out. Everything I learned as far as all that goes was from them, and they hit the ground running. I mean, they got that deal and they took off with it, and there's not a more professional team out there.
So, you joined the team, converted your truck into the ride truck, and, you started doing, the dealership stuff. How did you get behind the wheel of Rammunition? Was it, they were looking to, expand to the second truck and it was just right place, right time kind of thing?
Well, I ran the second Raminator for a long time. I did Checker Flag Productions and stuff, and I was doing really good. Me and Matt were over there, and then when Matt went to school, I had Travis for a while. I had Dan Douglas as crew guys. I mean, I had a lot of great crew guys. The best was Matt. Matt get out of line, I just figured I'd smack him, and life was good. And then, but I mean, I was racing the second Raminator for a long time, and I kept slipping Tim like $20 a week to try to get more driving time. And then one day, I don't even know how I got in there, but then one day I switched over to Rammunition, and then I don't like to lose. I still don't like to lose. I have a half-mile motocross track for buggies out of my front yard right now, and we keep making it bigger. And my son has a little 170, and I bought a small 1000, Polaris, big old coilover shock, and he can't beat me. I mean, I take him out every week and just whoop him. But then we come back to the shop and we rebuild his because he's like jumping like twice as far as me. But he's going to be the next one. He's going to take over for me.
And the one thing I always was curious about was the transition. I know the trucks back then. The trucks back then had Linkos. Was that how was the learning curve from switching from the Linko to the Powerglide?
Actually, when I was full-time racing, we had Linkos the whole time. We didn't go to that until after I came back. And I think the first time I ever drove one was in Lost Creek, West Virginia. And it was fun. I mean, I'm trying to remember. I smacked the tree there once. I don't remember if it was that time or another time when I was, and there's nothing worse than have to call Tim up and say, yeah, I slid into a tree, but the crowd loved it. They thought it was the greatest thing, and it was slick. It was raining. And I can't remember who was with me. I blamed it on whoever it was. It had to be like Travis's fault or somebody else's fault. It couldn't have been my fault. I don't know where that tree came from, but that was one of the first times I drove that, and man, it is a huge difference. I mean, the Linko is like driving a two-stroke. You get in there, you shift that gear, and it throws you back in the seat, and then you smack it again, and you get another gear. But lots of maintenance, and the Halls they are the king of that. I mean, they can take that transmission out, rip a new Linko, put it right back in between rounds. I mean, we've torn motors out between shows. Within a couple hours, we've had motors completely out and rebuilt. But as far as the transmission goes, the new automatics, man, it's easy. I mean, that's like night and day difference. A lot easier on parts, so you're more reliable. You're not working yourself to death in between rounds. As far as like top speed goes, I haven't got to play with it in that yet. I did run it down a drag strip and went 77 mile an hour with race gears on it. That was pretty fun.
So do you remember like the first time you were able to get behind the wheel of the race truck? Was it kind of one of those moments like, was it like, man, I got lots of air. You only got a foot. Was it kind of one of those situations? Like you felt you were like soaring 20 feet in the air. You're just like, man, this is epic. But you're like, no. Not really.
No, I'm pretty sure it was at a car dealership, and in the middle of a big, huge lot, and I got in there, and Tim was with me, and somehow or another, I managed to break the gas pedal off and the mag off, and But I jumped it and it went up, big air. I don't know. We had like 5-10 cars. Something. I landed on the cars, but I mean, that thing just took off and I jumped and leaped and I hit the brakes, locked the brakes up in the air. I came down, that thing slammed, and I used to be about 6 foot tall. When I got out, I was like 5'4", not quite as short as Dan, but I was good. And it landed so hard, and Tim's like, just remember, it don't always land that hard. Don't let this bother you. And so then after that, I never landed with the brakes on again. I mean, it was never hit the brakes.
So I swear it could be a drinking game for how many so's that we say. Now, I'm going to fast forward here. And Monster National event, I think back in 2018, you did at the Sears Center. What was the story behind you and Darren doing a grudge match? And that was the one that you rolled over after the race. A lot of people have it on YouTube, but
wait, isn't that like our part of our intro clip?
Yeah, it's the intro.
Yeah, it's the intro.
First part of the intro is you grudge matching against Darren in a race, and I just didn't. You guys planned on doing that. What was the story behind that?
No, we didn't plan on it. I mean, it was just we got there and we were a long weekend and the truck was spinning on that concrete. Well, it decided it was going to hook up, and when it hooked up, that Hemi power it threw me. We were out there. I mean, it was long, and I mean that was a crazy run. I mean, he's a great guy to race with. Enjoy him. All the Bigfoot guys. I've never had a Bigfoot guy that, as long as they're behind me, I like them. I mean, so, but it goes back to I don't like to lose. So me and I go there and I'm racing him, and I did tons of them concrete shows when we were going through Monster Nationals and stuff all through the years, and I went out there and and Mark, he builds them cages and stuff, and it literally takes all the fear out of you. I mean, that if you crash that truck, you're gonna walk out and be fine. And I mean that was a proven test right there. That thing landed so hard on its cage, and it was crazy. I mean, I have an onboard camera view of it, and I'm laying on my top, and I don't remember who was with me. Pennsylvania fellow was out there with me. Chris. That name's killing me. And he was out there with me, and he's on the radio hollering at me, asking if I'm okay. And I asked him, I said, hey, who's the guy in the red trench coat walking in front of my windshield? Some security guy just walking out in front of me. And that was our conversation. I mean, the truck was, it was a little banged up, but not bad. Cage was good. So we went back out and done it again and got some more wins. And we just kept battling out with the Bigfoots all weekend. And it was a good time. We had a really good time. And, and Chris is, he's one of the greatest mechanics you could have. I mean, I call him up today, hey, my Dodge is doing this. Hey, this, the local Dodge dealer is crazy. How do I fix this? And he'll talk me through it. And I mean, I've met a ton of great people over the years.
So, with racing in the Monster National Series and some of the, you raced in the 4-wheel jamborees and all this series throughout the years, what kind of, did you like, the arena shows, or did you like the kind of, straight line, flat out, balls to the wall kind of racing?
Well, we have Hemis. I mean, so the Hemis, you wanted to go drag racing. You wanted to go as fast as you could. But I love like Lima, the turning courses and stuff that we had there. I like the outdoor stuff where you can really open them up. And I mean, so if you could have 4 or 5 turns and a wide open straightaway, it would have been great. So the longer the track, the better it was. I would have loved to have done some kind of like core truck racing with them and stuff like that. I mean, the Hemis are they're crazy. I mean, everybody, that has all these little bitty Chevy motors and the little bitty Fords that run around the monster trucks, they don't know what power is. I mean, Tim's back there trying to figure out how to stop the power from blowing the tires off with the Hemis. And, us guys, we're out there, well, we just want more power. Let's go faster. Let's go faster. And, but I mean, it's just, until you get in that truck and you get on the gas, you'll never understand what 2,000 horse is going to the dirt. I mean, you go out on a drag strip and cut it open and smoke the tires, and they don't hook up. When you get in that dirt, it's going to hook up, and it's going to throw you back in the seat, and you just better hang on and start driving.
So another thing I wanted to know is about the '07 season, the Thunder Drags and stuff like that, your championship year. And, with Mark doing his thing and Bigfoot on the coattails, uh, that coming to that season, you did your thing. And I don't know, just explain about the '07 season. I mean, it got to be crazy for you, huh?
I remember it as I dominated the whole year. I mean, it was just simple, you know. No,
Humble
I mean,
brag.
yeah. Anytime you got a Bigfoot truck there, especially like with Dan Runny and stuff. I mean, Dan Runny, he's no slouch. I mean, that dude, he get it down the track. And I mean, all the Bigfoot guys. I mean, they're out there just like the Hall brothers are, and they're pounding the pavement, going to dealerships, going to the races. They don't go out to the shop and have time to practice. They're doing one thing after another, and that's how that year was. I mean, we were doing displays, going to another race. So I mean, I was getting tons of seat time. So when we went to the Jamboree, we had Mark there, Tim there, the whole team was all there, and so the whole family was there, and we were, it was a good time. It was relaxing. It wasn't killing us to go there and race. We enjoyed it, and it just, I had everything in line. Everything was perfect for me. My truck was running great all year. I mean, then it came all the way down to Indianapolis, the last race of the year, and me and Mark were, neck and neck for the points, and then of course, it just kept getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and then came down to the last race. And I mean, it was very, whenever you could beat your idol, the guy that taught you everything, and then you could finally, beat him. And then I like to say I taught him some stuff. I think the only thing I ever taught him was I always talk on the radio, and he don't talk much on the radio. So, I mean, I think there's been plenty of times where, he's told me, shut up and race, just shut up, quit talking, let's go. but that was always my strategy. If I get a Mark's ear, I can talk to him a little bit, and, hopefully get that little bit of edge on him. But every time I raced Mark, you knew that was going to be because our trucks were set up identical. He had the same exact power I had, the same clutch, the same gearing. Everything was identical. I mean, other than I look better than Mark. So, I mean, that was the only thing I had going for me was, a little bit more speed there. But so, I mean, it was like NASCAR and stuff should be. Everything was identical. So when we went to race, it came down to who got a better lane, who got the better start, who can get off the second jump faster, who kept her straight. I mean, to put everything into the driver, and you just hoped you got the better lane.
I was gonna say that actually answered my question. I was gonna ask, being a part of a 2-truck team and having, the factory support from Dodge and stuff, how much input did you have in your setup, with the gearing, the shocks, that basically just answered my question. That was my question I was going to ask.
Well, I'd get up at midnight and go out there and I'd change everything. I mean, I'd loosen every bolt on Mark's truck to make sure nothing worked right on his truck. No, I mean, we came back to the shop. I did the shocks. I did the Linkos with Tim. Me and Tim built motors back to that time. We'd all be, and whoever was at the shop. I mean, if it was Travis in the shop, or if it was Dan in the shop, or Matt, or, all the guys. I mean, down to the fiberglass guys. I mean, everybody, if somebody's standing there doing something, you get involved. So, I mean, everybody had their hands in winning that championship. I mean, it wasn't just me. I mean, I just happened to be the good looking face in front of, when it came to the finals there. But I mean, it was the whole team. I mean, I couldn't have done it without everybody. I mean, from Daryl, that was, back in the day, he was our show truck guy, and he, without him, being at certain races where other guys couldn't make it, I mean, just all of our team and all of our volunteers that come out and help us. And like Chris was a volunteer back then, and when he would come out, Big John. I mean, I'm horrible at staying in touch with people. I mean, I'll be the first to admit it. My phone when I come home, it's usually, I don't know. I mean, obviously my wife's got it somewhere now. I don't even know where it's at. I still stay in touch with them. Sometimes they'll send me out something. Steve Walker, he always tells me he loves me. Oh wait, no, I always tell him I love him. That's right. It's like, hey, you know what? What's up, Big Sexy, or something like that. We tease each other, and but I mean, it's a good time. I mean, all the Walker family, they're a bunch of crazy people, and they're good to hang out with, and it's, I've met a lot of guys since I got out of it, and started doing my own thing. I mean, we opened an inflatable company. That's a long story too. That's
Well, we have time. Next chapter.
Oh, we got time. All right. Well, okay. So one night we're sitting up at the house after I got done racing it, and we were in the living room, and I was looking at a mechanical bull. I said, I need a mechanical bull. I need this to put out in the shop just to get out there and ride and have some good times. And so, I quit bidding on this thing. It got up to, a couple $1,000s. And my wife, she's addicted to gambling, I guess. And she's on there. She keeps going up. And I'm like, what are you doing, woman? So she buys this bull in North Carolina or South Carolina. So me, her, and a buddy of mine, we jump in a car or truck, and we run down to North Carolina, and it's like -20 here. I mean, it's like the coldest winter we've had. Get down there, and it's like 80 degrees. And it's just a crazy show from the time. I mean, we get there. I mean, if you think of a bunch of backwood redneck people, this guy had goats with antlers and rabbits with antlers and sheep with pigs, all mixed breed things. This is weird stuff. But so anyway, we bought that and came home, and so we put it up in the barn, and we played with it for, I don't know, a couple of months, and then everybody in town found out we had it, and everybody started wanting to rent it. So then we thought, oh, why not? So we'll go do some crazy stuff with the bull. Well, the insurance guy says, hey, buy a couple of inflatables and your insurance will be cheaper. Well, we bought a couple of inflatables and my insurance wasn't any cheaper. And so we went from a $7,000 liability policy to a $7,000 liability policy. And we did that for about a year. And I'm not a drinker. And so I don't like hanging out at bars and stuff. So we did the bar scene for about a year. And we said, forget this, So we got rid of that. And we started doing inflatables, and now we went from 2 inflatables. I don't know. We have like 13, 14. We got everything. And so we do that every weekend, run inflatables out. We had a couple of kids that work for us. And then when my kids were home, they all, helped us with the inflatables. And now they've all moved off and doing different jobs. And then we got an 8-year-old that runs the show around here now. And he keeps us young. I mean, that's what
Has the COVID been affected you guys?
Yeah, we had an indoor building for about a year. We had it going, and it was getting ready to take off good. And then it set for a year. Well, we had it for a year, and then beginning of this year, it started setting. And so we went in, we redone the building. We were leasing the building, redid the whole building, and then it was still dead. Couldn't do nothing. If you're from Illinois, the governor, so. We're still sitting here doing nothing. But so we closed it down, and then we just started doing our outdoor stuff. And so we do our outdoors, and that keeps us pretty busy. And then, so the inflatable is definitely a big part of life now. But, this winter we were kind of hoping it would slow back down and maybe go back and do some indoor racing for the halls or something. But the way things are going right now, we'll be kicking snowmen or something. I don't know.
So, with kind of going back to the monster truck stuff, you're talking about, the camaraderie you have with your team and stuff like that, which I know former member of the Hall Brothers team, Kyle Doyle. I've been around him a few times. Great guy. Talking about the camaraderie between, the competitors and, just the whole monster truck family. Because, I've been able to, meet Dan and others and consider, everybody that I meet in the monster truck business family. What's the camaraderie like, and how much does that kind of stuff mean to you throughout the years?
Oh, it's great. I mean, every monster truck guy, when you're on the track racing, you're your worst enemy. You want to beat them. You don't want to. But if you're in the right lane and somebody crashes in the left lane, usually that guy in the driver's seat, he jumps out and he's the first guy on the scene. And then back in the pits, everybody's helping everybody. You break down the road. Kohler passes you, he'll pull in, he'll stop, he'll help you get back on the road. Doug Nelke, all them guys are, great guys. I mean, pretty much any of the, the private guys, they'll see you out on the road. They're great with the fans. They enjoy life. And pretty much behind the scenes, we're all a bunch of campers, the gypsies hanging out at the show and having a good time.
Yeah, it's always a good crazy time. And I remember one time, well, it's the only time I ran with him at Evansville, and how he got attention to some of our like we had a guy helping us out, Nathan, but every single time he got his attention, he had the water bottle and he kept on squirting, and you see the water just kept on shooting and it kept on landing on the boy, and you see Nathan going like, what the heck is going on? And I'm just standing there like, he wants something.
Rain. That wasn't me. That was Rain.
That was you.
It was Rain.
It was definitely Rain. I mean, that's me. I mean, I'm always, playing jokes and, trying to make it fun. And, but I mean, once the light goes green, I'm the most serious guy in the truck, and I hate to lose. And if I think I won and I lost, I'm not very happy. That's how I've always been. And, I was probably my worst critic the whole time racing. And, and like, you go back and you be like, oh, with Hall Brothers trucks, I was always hitting the jumps harder and harder and harder. And I'd come back to him and I was like, man, I don't feel like I'm getting in the air. And then he would show me a picture or something. And I'm like, jeez, I mean, I might want to back that down a little bit. No. Anything I ever wanted when I was at Hall Brothers, they took care of it. If the truck kicked sideways, they were on it to, fix it. If it was, my driving ability was kicking it sideways, or if it was, something in the linkage or something, they were always, there to fix it. No matter what you did, Tim's, whenever I called him and said, hey, I won racing, but I crashed. He said, that's all right, as long as you won racing.
Well, what you said there, when your desire to win, and pardon my French, but it's a perfect saying for it. When the green light drops, the bullshit stops. You're like when the helmet visor comes down, your game face is on. Whoever's in that other lane doesn't matter. You want to get to that finish line first.
Oh, definitely, by far, yeah. I'm a little short, fat guy, and I will outrun anybody that wants to race just to win.
Hey, you and Cheech just race. You guys are perfect for that.
I would take him easily.
I don't know about that.
hey, I can probably beat you both. I'm 6 foot. I got the long
you
legs,
can't
man.
Cross this country line. You
can't. I'm old and I cheat. I cheat a lot. I'll trip you, or throw a stick between your legs, whatever it takes. I'm gonna knock you down.
Is it the saying goes? If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
That's right. I mean, now once you get to a certain age, it's like forget it.
See, I feel like you'd be the other dude in the other lane, just burping the throttle, trying just to mess somebody up.
Now talking about the competitiveness and stuff like that. I think it was you were racing for a few years in a couple shows. Your brother Matt was driving the other truck. So
for the record, Matt has never beat me in a race. Now,
really?
I broke parts where he's had to come back. In Evansville, remember, I beat him and broke. So then he got to come back.
Yeah.
So, but any other time, he's never beat me in a race.
Because
it's just like, look, I got the looks in the family, and he looks like Matt. I mean, I can't say nothing about that.
Well, because I remember one time, I think it was at Wheeling, West Virginia, and I think you and Matt were there, and I think you raced against each other. You won, but Matt was on his lid. And
of course. He's like a turtle.
But how is that? I mean, the competitiveness got to be, you want to beat each other, I'm assuming. It's not going to take each other lightly. So having your brother on the other line, did that kind of push you a little bit more? Or obviously you treat all the drivers that you line up the same, but is there?
With Matt, it was easy. I just got in there, I looked at him and just gave him the big brother look, and I didn't have to worry about it. He was done. I mean, it was over. No, I mean, when I used to have to race any of the Hall Brothers, Dale, when I was racing Dale, or, you knew you're going to race. Cause I mean, you knew they had the same equipment over there as everybody else had. So, you knew you had to get off the line first and whatever it took, talk in the rear, whatever, whistle, blow. I mean, tell Dell that, hey, there's a good looking lady over there, whatever, in aisle 3, 5 rows up. Yeah, I mean, whatever it took to get his attention, tell him it, for me, it was pretzels, hey, there's a pretzel over there, By the way, if you're my crew guy, if you bring me a pretzel, you get bonus points. Chris, never got bonus points. That man, that's why I crashed that day, and they're up in northern Chicago. He didn't bring me a pretzel. That was a tradition. You had to give me a pretzel before the show. So I'm grumpy if I'm got an empty belly.
I didn't know that. I already got you a pretzel.
Hey, us fat guys got to eat. Us fat guys got to eat, man.
I love pretzels.
I was 150 pounds lighter before I got off the road. Now my wife cooks for me every night. So now I try to get in the pool and go swimming, but it don't work.
So what do you remember about the Pro MT series? It wasn't around for a long time, but it was kind of an attempt to bring back kind of the glory days of the Penda series and stuff like that. What do you remember about, racing at all the NASCAR tracks and stuff? Because it was unique for the time being.
Yeah, I actually never got to race it. I got there at the tail end of it, and I got to crew for Mark and who was it? He drove Nitro Fish.
Steve Macklin.
Macklin. Macklin flew in to drive a few of them when we were there. I mean, there was a time we were heading. I don't know where it was, out west or out east. Out east. I had to go home, and I had a new motor in the back of the truck, a 66 in the back of the dually. Leave the shop, go pick him up at the airport out east, and then take him to the racetrack so we could go racing the next day. But that was the best series. I mean, by far. There was, everybody had to start with the green light. You had the tree, you couldn't red light. The times were perfect. I mean, that was true racing. There's no questions asked. That was the best racing that Monster Truck's ever seen. You got to, once you take out the human air of it, Cheech once had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, Cheech. I don't know. I didn't get a message from him. Oh, thank goodness, man. Like, that dude just I love Cheech.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to start picking his nose or something. but anyway, that was that. And once I saw that racing, that's what I wanted to do the whole time. No matter what event we went to, that's how I treated it. I wanted to be, when that series came back around, I wanted to be the guy that drove there. I wanted to be, the racer there, because that was the fastest racing I've ever seen monster trucks do across cars, and it was a straight line. Kansas City, hotter than crazy, and they're there, and that was before the halls had their canopies to put their trucks underneath and stuff. So we were out there just in the grass and the heat, and tuning the trucks, and just watching what Tim would do to the truck to get it ready was crazy. I mean, that dude is, them two, him, Mark and Tim, between the fabricated shop and, Tim doing all the paperwork and the motor work, it is, they couldn't have got a better team. Nobody could have put a better team together. Well,
I just got a message from Cheech. His power went out. So, hopefully he'll be able to, power's back on. Okay. Little power outage. So,
that's what happens when you pay your bills. I mean, you pay that bill, don't put the power back on.
He says getting back on the computer. So, with racing like that, with the horsepower stuff, what when you were crewing for them, what was different, compared
I
to
my wife with a rubber band.
I was wondering what that was. You were just like, by the way, I was gonna say this. You remind me a lot of Mike Wine in certain ways.
Oh, yeah?
Just like
that guy's crazy.
That dude, the stories that he's told us, like, just the stuff with him and Dennis. I wish I could find those old episodes on my hard drive to upload those. He's told us great stories, and just like the pranks and stuff. Like, do you have any good stories of like messing with a lot of people?
Nothing that I've ever got caught doing. So we'll keep that secret. Now Travis Howard got me once. We were working in the shop. He comes from a long line of electricians. His parents and grandparents all own like this huge electrical company. Well, I was wiring up plugs to go into the trailer, 220 plugs. He brings me a male and a female end. And so I automatically think they're both dead because I think it's one cord. Now, he shocked the crap out of me. But I mean, it was a good one. But yeah, I mean, there was a time when I was doing we were out, it was Travis again. We were out west, and we were doing a car crash before I'm trying to think it was concert at a dealership. And I want to say it was Colby, Kansas, or somewhere out that way. But this guy, he had a big star band come in and stuff. And so there was, a couple thousand people standing there waiting for us to do Car Crush. And so, I always try to get in my truck before they come and interview me. So I'd let like Travis or whoever my crew guy was, they would have to learn to talk on the mic. And well, if you left your headphones on, I would start talking in your ear as you're trying to talk to the crowd. and I would say some pretty random stuff that would make most people blush. And so when you're trying to talk and somebody's in your ear trying to talk and you're trying not to repeat what the person in your ear is saying. So, I mean, I've done that a lot to a lot of my crew guys. And then you were talking about Kyle. We were cruising down the highway one night and I was driving the rig. I always drove. I don't think he had a CDL at the time. He was in the passenger seat and there was a semi tow truck pulling another semi backwards in front of us. So I got right up behind him. And I'm laying on the horn. I start jiggling the wheel, and I started screaming. And I'm pretty sure he soiled his pants that night, but he came awake pretty quick. So no, yeah, well, we've done a lot of Dave Harkey when we raced with him a lot. Me and Matt. Hotels were crazy. You stay in the same hotel with them guys, and you have different rooms. Well, we went up to the front desk and we hey, we're Bigfoot. We left our room key in our room again. Can you give us a room key? Well, this lady didn't know any better. She gave us this room key. We turned everything over in his bedroom. We put the box springs on top of the mattress. We turned his coffee pot upside down in the thing. So when he started his coffee, it ran everywhere. Everything was upside down in his room. After that, he put a strict warning to whoever was at the front counter not to give his room number out. So we've messed with a lot of guys. It was a lot of fun, and they got us. Back. I mean, they messed with us a lot.
Welcome back, Cheech.
Power went out. I don't know what happened.
By the way, we have a comment from Tina Smith. Scotty says, "Hey, Jeremy, nothing. We hope to see you soon."
Oh, definitely. You gotta love Scotty. Scotty, he's I think he's been around longer than I've been around in the monster truck world. I mean, I don't remember a time not seeing Scotty. And that's great. I mean, that's what I miss the most. Going out, every place you go to. I'm horrible with names, but when I see a face, I remember a face. So I mean, heck, we'll be walking around and who knows where, Iowa, and I'll be like, hey, that guy's at a monster truck show, or that person was at a monster truck show. So I mean, it's cool, and I mean, I still in touch with a lot of people that own camping grounds around Bloomsburg and stuff. I mean, I still contact with them and, chat with them once in a while. Great people. I mean, lots of monster truck fans are very great people. And there's fans that used to bring us cookies all the time. And, monster truck guys love food. So we'll take whatever food you can bring us. That's right. It's all paid for. It's all good to go.
And has fans even recognized you when you're doing the inflatable stuff?
When I race monster trucks, I really didn't bring it home with me. I don't know why. When I came home, I came home. I was Geremie. I was the guy that would show up and play softball with whoever was playing softball, or hang out at the farm. When I came home, I'd take the girls out horseback riding, or we'd go, I was home. So we live 5 miles outside of town. So, whenever I came home, I was usually home. Or Buffalo Wild Wings. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings a lot, there for a while.
I've never been to B-Dubs. I've always wanted to go.
Well, come to Danville. We'll take you to B-Dubs.
I got to get to the States first, man. I got to get a new passport and wait for this Rona stuff to be over, and I'm on my way.
I could drive to the line of Canada and the United States. You get to the line, and I'll just throw you wings.
I'll try to catch him with my mouth.
You can do that, or you can have some type of device to catch those wings, and then you can eat them. And then instead of sacrificing them on the ground, look like a seagull saying "mine, mine, mine, mine," trying to get a wing. Mine. So don't do that, Brad. Stop it.
We'll live stream it if it happens.
No, definitely.
But
at home I'm pretty. I mean, there's a few bars in town that had a few extra body parts every once in a while. Some of my buddies and stuff. We would, like I said, I wasn't a drinker or nothing. So when I came home, I'd go to people's houses and we'd hang out there and stuff. And but yeah, I mean, I think my daughter Hope was more well known in Bismarck than I was because one year we showed up with a monster truck for her school, and now my 8-year-old, we go to school and the teachers are like, "Oh, you're the guy with the monster truck. You got it. You're Hope's dad." I'm Hope's dad. That was it. I was Hope's dad.
Don't have a name. It's that. Take that G off. Now it's just Hope's dad. Yeah,
now I'm Blake's dad. Now it's or Elvis's dad. He's a character. I don't know where he gets it from, but he likes to show off. He went to the White Sox game. He was on the jumbo screen as Elvis, dancing around for Elvis night, and we go all over the place with him. He loves to sing. He's enjoying it. He's very entertaining. He acts like he's got a 60s soul. He likes, you name it, Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, Johnny Cash, Michael Jackson, some guy named Marshmallow. I don't know who Marshmallow is, but I think we should make a s'more with him. But but he loves it. I mean, he's keeping me young now. I have two step kids that I get to see quite often. They come over and steal the pool, eat my food, and then they both work around here. But I love them. I mean, they're great. One works for farmers, and I keep telling him, hey, go talk to All Brothers, go do this or something. But he likes it, so whatever makes him happy. And then Hope, she's in Jacksonville, Florida. She works. She's a subcontractor for the U.S. Navy. She welds on ships, so if something sinks, she's the one to blame. But we spend as much time as we can going out there and stuff. And the whole time I was, I got out of racing because I was raising her and I wanted to raise her and not be on the road all the time. So as soon as she gets a chance, she jumps out of here and goes to Florida. At least she's smarter than me. I'm still stuck here in Illinois.
So I'm always curious, what is right now the popular your business inflatable? What's right now really popular that people request a lot of?
Well, you keep calling me out this blow up doll. I don't know what her name is, but I can't get her.
It's Emily.
I've tried. It just doesn't happen. No,
I guess I have to show you her face.
See, it's a good thing I'm not working right, for the halls right now, because I know I'd be getting in trouble. What are you talking about? But he just lost his power.
Well, thanks a lot. Nathan Smith's birthday's tomorrow, and that was the whole birthday surprise for him at the shop, and you just ruined it.
Man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'll work
happy birthday, Nate. Yeah, we'll do it next year. I wasn't really happy about the balloons in the midsection. I think they could have been a little bit bigger, but
all right. Well, back to the inflatable. He's way out there in left field. It always varies. We have water slides and slip and slides, and right now when it's 200 degrees out, then things I take them, I go. I pick them up the same night. I bring them home. I power wash them with the hot seat. And hot seat. The only way to wash power inflatables, 240 degrees. Get rid of that coronavirus right now. And my son loves it. The kids come over and they'll help me wash them and stuff. And they really come to play. They just say they're coming to help me wash them. But then things are really popular right now. When it's a cold year, everything else. We have a pirate ship that is Long John Silver's pirate ship, and that's hugely popular. I hate it. It's 800 pounds, and I lug it around on a 2-wheel dolly. I'd much rather push a monster truck tire through somebody's backyard. But I mean, it keeps us busy. I mean, it keeps me busy on the weekend. My wife's a slave driver. She always is keeping me working. And she tells me it's the other way around. We have a pool, and I get in it for about 20 minutes. I have an outside shower. I'll come home or do whatever. I work in the shop, go do whatever. And I'll jump in the shower and then run and jump in the pool. And then I hop out and tell her, oh, well, you got me something, a honey-do list to go do over here. So I go do that. And I'm a very busy person. And if I relax, I get old and decrepit and can't get out of bed. She always plans trips that we have to go out of town, because if I stay home, I'll book inflatable. Somebody will call me up and say, my kid has to have this, it's her birthday. And I'm a sucker. And I'll be like, all right, I'll be there. My wife's, yelling at me, you got to take a day off. So, but we go on cruises once in a while. And yeah, then I end up laying in bed for like 2 days on the cruise, because I'm like falling apart because I haven't used any muscles for like an hour.
So we've had Mark and Tim both on the show. We had Mark on the live show. We had Tim in the audio. And, I want to talk about, the relationship that the Hall brothers and you've had with FCA, Dodge Ram. Talk about, having a sponsor like that and the longevity, being able to represent a brand that has a legacy in motor and just racing in general, like, Ram and Dodge, and any kind of fun moments that you've had, interacting with some of the other drivers, either NHRA side, NASCAR side.
Oh, definitely. When we've met them all. I mean, we've been up the Chrysler. We've stood in the Pentastar up there at the top, and we've been in the secret probation, double secret, behind the scenes testing grounds and stuff like that. And always great, top-notch people, met tons of great people. And, Mark and Tim, anytime Chrysler needs something, they're on it. Ram calls, they're on it. And, hopefully they'll be with them for a million years, because they're not going to find another two guys that would better fit their needs than what them guys do. I mean, they just go way, way above and beyond to keep them happy. And, there's times where we were like, doing like a million things at once. And we're like, man, I hope they really notice this. And then, they do. They watch everything the Hall brothers do. If the Hall brothers are out in Nebraska, they know about it. They used to have a Kokomo transmission plant. They would come out and videotape a lot of our shows and just they come back and show just the plant. So, they're always got an eye on everything. But that's why Hall brothers equipment always looks top notch. I mean, you could take one of their trucks and go to a car show and people ask you, this truck's never been over cars. Well, no, actually it was over an airplane and a helicopter and a bus 2 nights ago. But, and then tomorrow it's going to be, jumping 5 dirt hills and 2 bus loads of nuns. So, but I mean, I guess one of my best times of ever going up there was, we got to when I won the championship that year, we went up to headquarters and they all took us to race go-karts. And we went out and raced with Bobby Hamilton and, a ton of the other drivers. All your Craftsman truck drivers at the time was there. The Lagons were there. I think who was all there. And that drifter guy, I don't know. I can't.
Samuel Hubinet.
Oh yeah, you know that guy. He whooped all of our butts. He just cleaned our clock. I mean, I made it to the final round though. I was pretty happy with that. That's probably the most I've ever raced the track without jumps. But Bobby Hamilton hit me so hard from behind, I thought he was going to jump me. And then he ran me over, and I was like, man, where'd this guy come from? And I just stayed right with him the rest of the track, and we went from like last to like the top 3 and like the mains and stuff. So I owe it all to him. I mean, he was dragging me along, but it was a great time. I mean, every time you went up there, they treated you really good. And I mean, I've been to tons of car crashes or car shows and everything. My wife needs to bring me her phone charger because her phone's about dead.
Well, and also, I mean, they're one also, it's pretty cool that they have more than just one sponsor. Also, I mean, with Ram, they also have the Hotsy organization too. And it's just what they do is 100% all the time. And even if we have a 5-man crew, including them, and then the help with, Chris and Richard and Randy and whoever else wants to volunteer. It just they made a flow where it seems like it's a lot of like it seemed like work that you scratch your head and you're like, man, this can't be done, but somehow it got done, and you're like, man, that didn't seem that difficult, But everything in life, everything's always going to have brick walls and boundaries. But like you said, that the way they approach everything's pretty awesome.
Oh, definitely. It's everybody they have working for them is top notch. I mean, they could send you wherever, and they knew the job was going to be done right. And I mean, and that's what that's what they wouldn't ask you to do anything they wouldn't do. I mean, that was always Tim's philosophy. I'm not going to ask you to go do anything that I haven't done. So I mean, and you couldn't ask for better bosses. I mean, like I said, anything family, personal, whatever you needed, you went to them. They made sure it was taken care of. I'm not drunk. I just can't hold this phone.
Mm-hmm.
I swear it's Mountain Dew.
Wait a second. Where'd it go? I had a bottle of Baja Blast here. Actually, wait a second.
Man, him and Nathan are best friends. That looks like a regular bottle.
There we go.
I had a bottle of Baja Blast, but dude, I live on Mountain Dew is the best stuff ever.
That's why I've been drinking.
Well, I'm a sweet tea guy, but Mountain Dew is my backup. So I'm out.
We're just getting this stuff in Canada now, so
that's gonna make you old. You don't need that stuff.
So Cheech normally likes to.
Let's see. You need this here. See, this is my summer project. I built my deck. I built another deck, and by the time I got done with that deck, the wife said, "Where's it at?" Oh, we need a diving thing with a slide. So my work is never done. Yeah. So now we got a 6-foot jump into a pool, and when you get this fat guy up there competing with the 6-year-old, of course I'm going to win. So I got to do like some kind of crazy backflip, double twist. And he does, what's he call it? A man in baller. I'm not sure what a man in baller is, but it looks painful.
Oh man, that doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good.
No.
So over the last couple months, we've been asking certain guests, if they have any Ron Lurch Bachman stories. And I kind of laughed earlier when you were mentioning the whole pretzel thing, because I guess that was Lurch's thing as well. With the story that Cheech tells. Do you have any Lurch stories that you've been able to experience with the man?
I didn't do a whole lot with him. I mean, he was always somewhere I wasn't at. I've got to meet him a few times, and he told me a story about him going to Vegas one time. He pulled into Vegas, and they were shooting a movie. He didn't know they were shooting a movie. It was like Con Air, where they like destroy the whole strip and the plane crashes. And I mean, he's a big man. And I guess he was on the phone with Chandler and saying, "Hey, I don't know what's going on down here, but there's a war. There's a war going on down here." And he's like, "I'm getting underneath the semi. I'm getting underneath the semi." And he's telling me that he's ducking down underneath the semi. And the whole time I'm picturing this big guy crawling underneath the semi, thinking, "Why would you just stand there? Nobody's gonna mess with you. I mean, you're a massive guy." Until he talks. When he talks, he's all you can tell he's a big teddy bear. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I've seen him at a few farm shows and stuff, but I really didn't get to run with him a whole lot. But where was I at? I was in Nebraska or something, and he was with the Ford guys, and we were with the Dodge guys, and it was a farm show, and he got to come over to this Ford tent and eat this food. It was some kind of spread all over the table. It had like shrimp and crawfish and all kinds of crazy stuff. Well, he leaves out that it's hotter than hell. You bite into this shit and it lights you on fire. And I'm a pansy. I'm the biggest pansy when it comes to hot stuff known to man. I mean, we would go to New Mexico, and I would tell, we'd find a little podunk place, and the lady would come out. I'd be like, "Okay, I'm from up north. I'm a weenie. I don't want nothing that's going to burn me." I mean, but this stuff was like on fire, and he just kept laughing at me. And I couldn't get it off my lips. I'm eating the bread. There was lemons there. Anything that'll take care of the heat. I think they were just messing with me. But that was the weekend I got to know a lot of stories about it and stuff, and it was a good time.
So I
ran with a lot of.
Oh,
go ahead,
go ahead, Jeremy. Go ahead.
But as far as the Bigfoot guys, I ran with Harkey a lot. I mean, we did a lot of Harkey, Rick Long, Eric Tack was just getting out as I was coming in. He took that break there. And then you got Rodney. I mean, Hot Rod there. I ran with him for I think he followed me around. I think he moved to Illinois and just kept stalking me. I mean, every once in a while I open my back door and he'll be standing out there peeking in my windows. I mean, he still stalks me today. The Valentine's love letters he sends me, it's kind of crazy, but I don't know if his wife really knows how much he's in love with me, but I almost had to get a restraining order once, but no, I mean, all the Bigfoot guys are great. I mean, and the Kohler guys, I mean, the Kohler, that's a hardworking team. I mean, them guys, there's weekends when they're at the end of the weekend, you can ring them out and refill your truck with oil because they've changed every part on their truck and then put it all back together again and still made the show. I don't know of a show that them guys wouldn't go out and run in.
Man, that's pretty cool. And we got a few questions on our own, and these are hard-hitting questions. Some hard-hitting. I mean, these are going to be head scratchers, but you think you're ready?
I can tell you a lie anyway, so I'm good.
All right. Well, question number 1.
Drum roll, please.
This question's from Brandon Culpepper Sr.
Oh, my camera fell.
That guy's out of control.
My camera went gone.
Man down.
Anyway. There you go.
Hey, Dad.
He's back. Huh?
There he is.
Okay, there you go. Well, he's back in the middle. Anyway, what's your favorite pie?
My favorite pie?
Yes.
Pumpkin pie. I love homemade pumpkin pie.
Ooh.
I will go to jail to steal pumpkin pies out of a field so I could get the pie so my mom can make pumpkin pies. We would drive and all over the country till we find a field and actually go out in the field and steal pumpkins to have mom make homemade pumpkin pies. Because you just can't grow them in your garden. I don't know what it is.
So where is that rank on our list there, Cheech?
Still second.
Still second. What's first again?
Apple.
Okay. That question.
And then chocolate.
Yeah. I can do chocolate.
Then chocolate, and then there's cherry for fourth, and then there's a 8-way tie for fifth.
8-way tie. Apple would be good with some ice cream. No, I could do that.
But for cherry pie, I've always said it shouldn't be overly sweet. It should be tart. You got to have that little pucker in there. You got to be able to feel it. He's
not an American, so he don't count.
No. But here's a question: pie or cobbler?
Oh man, do I get ice cream with my cobbler?
Ice cream on both, pie or cobbler, both heated.
Oh man, I don't know. A good cobbler could go a long ways. Now the question is, okay, when me and my wife first got together, she tried to make a peach cobbler, and my buddy was over. A friend's been around for a million years. We went to school and everything, and she made her cobbler, and it was horrible. It's horrible. We tried to suck that thing down with straws. I mean, it was, she's got better. She's got a lot better. But so yeah, but that is like my first memory of my wife cooking for me something that I can make you a cobbler, and so yeah. If she's cooking it, I'm going with the pie. If back then, now I'd eat her cobblers.
All right. Here's another hard-hitting question, and this one is it's part of a rivalry me and Cheech have. We have a rivalry with Christian and Philip Norman. I don't know if you've met Christian. He worked for Hall Brothers at one point, I believe.
Yeah.
So it stems from when Cheech lived with the Norman brothers. And Cheech discovered that they like eggnog and eggnog ice cream. Do you like eggnog or do you despise this stuff?
I like eggnog. We have eggnog. As soon as it comes out of the store, my wife brings 3 gallons home. So we are eggnog people. Now, I could do ice cream too. That'd be all right.
See, the thing with eggnog that I dislike is it's the nutmeg taste. It's too powerful for me. I can't do it. It's an acquired taste, and I think if you can't put enough spiced rum in it to make it decent. I'm sorry, but I will debate that to the end of time.
All right. Yeah, I've never spiked it. Like I said, I'm not a drinker. I'm a big pansy when it comes to that. I take 2 shots of Jack and I'm done for the night. So.
Oh my gosh! So, is there any social media that people can follow you at?
No, I mean I have my Facebook page, and I mean, yeah, if you send me a message on there, just send me and tell me who you are, because if I flip on it, I'm like, maybe I know that person, maybe I don't know that person. I'm old, I forget things. I'm like busy, so. But yeah, I mean, anybody that wants to send me a message, I'm good. We're on there, and then but yeah, I mean, I don't post a whole lot of stuff on there. I just kind of follow everybody else on there. I follow this guy that is supposed to be racing RC cars, but I really don't think he's racing RC cars. I never seen the action shots, only the pitch stops. So I don't know if he's like going outside of McDonald's or just like hanging out. And we're like, oh yeah. He's at a roadside stop somewhere, and there's where the semis run off the side of the road, and there's a pile of dirt. He parks his truck out there, and he's like, yeah, we're out here tearing up the grass. Yeah, it's the guy with the lawnmower. He's yelling at him, stop mowing. You're making it look bad. Stop mowing.
Everything's planned.
Yeah. No, and I try to follow as much of the monster truck stuff as I can. It's but it's one of them things. I try not to get the bug again. I just passed the Nelkies last weekend. They were going through Hannibal, Missouri, and they were heading to a show up north of there. I think it was I can't think of the name of the town, but we chatted for a few minutes on Facebook and stuff, and it was good to see them. And I didn't know they were getting out of the business, but I've heard of it's a rough time for everybody, and it's a good time to get out if you get out and retire. So do it while you can and enjoy it. I did a lot of racing, and I wanted, that's all I loved. I didn't stop and smell the roses when I was racing. When we went to when we got Hope, Mark and Tim were great. Mark took me and Hope to the Teddy Bear Factory in Vermont. I think Mark really wanted to go. He just took us along, so we had a kid with us. But Mark, they would always, make your family feel very wanted and very, very family-like there. I mean, and I hate that I don't stop and go over and see him more often and stuff. And and I kick the little guy underneath the truck once in a while. But I need to. It is. I mean, not everybody can be as beautiful as me, but hey,
there's goals.
My modeling career is still in the future.
See, I'm jealous of the goatee. I can't grow facial hair worth anything. I am what I consider follically challenged.
He's Canadian.
Okay, it doesn't have to do anything with the fact I'm Canadian, Cheech.
Yeah, it does.
I shaved for this event, just so you guys all know. I did shave.
We feel so special.
I did. Yeah, I know. And we have no kids in the house tonight, so I really shaved for the wife. I took her to Buffalo Wild Wings, so she had the royal treatment.
Ooh, Nelly.
I took her for a bike ride yesterday. So we had the motorcycle out once this week, and every time we get the motorcycle ride out, when we go for a ride, it's something to do with her. It pours down raining. There could be not a cloud in the sky, and we get caught in the worst downpour known to man every time we go for a ride on the bike. But we got lucky last night. We didn't get no rain, so then I treated her to Buffalo Wild Wings tonight, and I let her order off the big kid menu.
Ooh, yeah, buddy.
I know. Special, man.
Oh man, it's good to have you on.
She gets to live with us every day. See how lucky she is.
But Geremie, thank you for being on. Thank you for coming on, and it was a good time. I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely. Anytime you need comedy relief, call me. I'm here 24 hours a day.
I think this should be a common thing.
Just have our own version of Donnie Baker. Just have some random thing with Geremie Dishman.
Definitely. Next time Sylvester's on there, have me on there. I'll harass him. I'll get him going. I used to call him pretty boy and stuff, and I'd always tease him about his sisters and stuff and how they got all the looks and he got nothing. But now I see that now I see that he's combing his hair nice and stuff. No, Joe's a good guy. Joe's a really good. His family is great. We got to spend some time with him once. That's the thing. Every monster truck guy I've ever been to their place, always been outstanding. Not as nice as me, but they're outstanding.
Hey, us Canadians are known for our niceness, so.
Hey,
I don't know about that.
That's why he can't cross the border. He's stuck over there.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in the land of Tim Hortons and poutine, so we got the best.
We're in the land of Buffalo Wild Wings.
Hey, there is a Buffalo Wild Wings in Calgary, but I just didn't go. But have you ever tried a poutine?
A who?
A poutine?
A who?
I don't know her.
A poutine is fries, cheese curds, and gravy. It's the best drunk food, or just food in general. It's when it gets melty and you have the right kind of cheese curds, it's just like, yes.
That sounds pretty good. I can do gravy.
Hey, I'm a fat guy. I know the best places to eat in Canada.
There you go. Well, if I ever get up that way, I don't make it very far now. When my wife wants to go somewhere, I tell her she's got to take me somewhere warm. So we go south. So we've been in last year everywhere. No, I don't go up. Nowhere up. It's all south.
Unless you go south to a point where it rotates back up north.
Farther south I've been is Hawaii. And so I do need to go up north one time, though. I've never been to Alaska, and that's my last state. So I need to go up there. I keep telling everybody I'm too old to take that cruise because I always tell them it's all the old people cruise.
Hey, all you have to do is take the Alcan Highway, start in Dawson Creek, BC, and drive up there. So
I heard that road's rough, though. Ain't that road rougher than a cob?
Not really. From what I've heard, it can be on certain sections, but Roadkill did an episode.
You're sending me into a neck of the woods you've never been in.
Hey, I've watched a lot of videos on it, and I've driven part of the Alcan before, so.
He's trying to get me jumped or something, ain't he? By a moose.
Yeah. By a moose. Give me your money. That's a talking moose. It's like saying you can handle spiders and snakes. Oh, you don't know? No, I watched some YouTube videos. I think I'm okay.
That's right. Definitely. Yeah. I'm not. I'll take care of the spiders. The snakes are all you. It's if I don't have a shovel or a gun in my hand, the snake wins every time. I am like Lightning Jack. I'm boom out of here.
Same here, man. I will run. But Geremie, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming on the show. It's good to catch up with you and see kind of what you've been doing since you've been stepped out of the seat. Again, we're gonna have to definitely have you on again for some more stories and more ripping on Cheech, because that's always fun to hear.
Oh, definitely. Anytime. It was great.
For as many times I get ripped on, all I have to show is one video on YouTube, and it just ends everything. So roll your eyes there. He fell off of he went over a dashboard and fell.
Okay. I'll quickly tell the story.
I'll send it to you right now, Geremie.
I'll quickly tell the story. Yeah. So it was here where I live in Grand Prairie, Alberta, and it was during a monster truck throwdown show. And they let me stage trucks for my first time. I was helping out Trent Montgomery and Matt Brokaw. They were racing for 2 Extreme at the time. So Matt Looker, awesome guy, awesome tech official, was beside me. I bring the trucks up, bring the truck up, give the thumbs up, point to where Elliot's dropping the flag, and I run, right? Like, I'm 300 plus pounds. I can run pretty fast, but it's hard to stop when you're like booking your ass to the dasher. And before that, I made like 2 or 3 attempts jumping over, and I was fine. I'm pretty agile. Not this time. The inside of my left knee catches on the dasher, and I just go ass over tea kettle. And everybody's laughing their ass on the radio. It's like, oh, he busted his ass. And that's the video they put on their Twitter accounts. And I had to laugh about that, man. It was, but I get ripped on for that. And I still find it funny. It's still
beautiful. It's poetry in motion.
And you'll be able to watch it after. But again, thank you for coming on the show. We're gonna have to definitely have you on. Just want to give thanks to Joyce Sylvester and High Octane Coffee, Jake Concepts, Nick Davison Back Channel Productions, 6B Apparel for these awesome crew shirts. Man, these things are awesome. Like best quality, like breathable, stretchy. I love them. We also got Marty Garza and sorry,
pregnancy test. What's he holding up there? Pregnancy test? What is that?
It's a pen.
It's not mine. I guarantee it, buddy. It's not mine.
It's okay. Say, tell Nate congratulations. So
definitely, I have to get him message.
Kurt said he wants to go motorcycle riding. By the way,
what's he got? A bike?
Yeah, he has a.
He has a five. What's he have? A 5-horse Briggs and Stratton full rope special. What's he got?
I think it's a Buell. I can't pronounce the name.
Buell.
Yes, thank you.
He's got a Buell, like as in like an old donkey or what?
Like I guess it's supposed to be like a street bike from Harley Davidson or something.
Oh, I heard about that go-kart once. Oh yeah, we need to. I mean, I love Kurt. I always got to mess with him. If you're a Hall brother, you're my family. So, and whoever works for him, well, you're not. You're like the stepchild, for the love of God.
Dang it!
Oh, jeez, no. I mean anything. Yeah, you guys get in Danville or close to me. You're more than welcome. Come out. Bring your Speedo. Let's go swimming.
Oh God, I don't want to. No.
You can do some Manning balls or whatever he calls that stuff.
But we also want to thank Marty Garza and his book Monster Truck Technology, and also JB Scale Graphics, the only graphics company licensed to do RC decals for Bigfoot, Bad Habits, Overkill Evolution, and Against the Grain. So and obsessed. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We got some awesome guests coming up. We're booked all the way up into August 20th. August 20th, I'll say it right now, is going to be Brian Loans from NHRA on Fox and bangshift.com, Hot Rod Drag Week. I got that confirmed this week, so he'll be there. Dan's let me know some of the guests that we got coming. There's some good guests coming on, guys, so stay tuned. And thank you for all the love and support, guys.
Party at Jeremy's house.
Yep, party at Jeremy's house.
Definitely.
Right there. So it's right there. Party at G's.
Yeah. Hey, we got a big old I got a Chevy grill that's the only thing Chevy motor's good for. We turned it into a grill. So we could cook you up some ribs or whatever you need there.
Oh yeah.
All right,
there
we
guys.
go, Jeremy. Get a barbecue shop going. There you go. You'd be set for life.
I'd be fat for life. I guarantee that.
Hey, we're already at that point, guys.
We're already halfway there, and we're still living on that prayer. So
that's right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I'm just gonna put this out there. Ferda! If you get the reference, you guys are amazing. Yeah. All right, guys. Keep as it was.
Shiny side down and the rubber side up. Good night.